Boney Mr.Wiggles. Boney Mr.Wiggles is what happens when a toy animates itself, similar to that one popular animated film. Spend enough time and love and energy of the right type, and the toy will come to life. But it takes a special kind of energy for this to happen. Boney Mr.Wiggles' original owner, Teresa, was one such person. The woman, when she was a young girl, was determined to be a developing medium. When you think about the term medium, you'd probably think of those people who can talk to the dead. Pretty close, but not quite. Mediums are those rather unlucky humans who are more likely to attract such creatures to themselves. This is due to the unique theta waves they radiate. It's like casting out a baited fishing line into water. To monsters it screams food. To humans it generally causes unease and a feeling of strangeness. Because of that, Teresa grew up very alone. She was a rather sweet girl, it was just that people felt uncomfortable around her. Thus, they avoided her. This was before she was brought to the attention of the agency, who'd be able to treat her excess theta output and nullify the signal. Teresa was rather lucky that all she got was Mr. Wiggles. In her isolation and yearning for a friend, she drew in something that latched on to one of her toys. A stuffed snake-like thing that her father had made for her. And like most kids, she didn't think it was odd that Mr. Wiggles could move, make sounds and hug her. She had her friend and her parents, being busy, just believed that the lonely girl had made an imaginary friend, especially one that liked to hug her and listen to all her troubles. Young Teresa didn't notice herself getting weaker and weaker, that she had to sleep more and eat more food than was expected for a young girl. Her parents became worried when one day Teresa went to sleep and didn't wake up. This was how she finally came to the agency's notice, the coma she slipped into and wouldn't wake up from. Reviewing her case, we found that she met all the flags that we looked for when identifying a medium. Fixing a medium is actually an easy issue. We took over her medical care and, with a couple of talks with her parents, we had Teresa prescribed a medication that would reduce her theta output. Of course, we told her parents that this was to deal with her antisocial disorder. To be fair, the medication does do that. Reducing her output will get rid of the creepy girl vibe that kept people from befriending her. And it did work exactly like that. With her output lowered and her medium status neutralized, Teresa was quickly able to make friends. The agency put a note on her file and we marked her as resolved. We assumed that we got to her before any creature did because neither Teresa nor her family were dead or eaten. We didn't notice that Mr. Wiggles had stolen enough energy from Teresa to stay animated, nor did we realize that the toy was just put away in the basement by her parents, who thought that she had outgrown her imaginary friend. Years passed, Teresa grew up normally, and there weren't any more issues or outbreaks. So we kept a light eye on her to keep a lookout, making sure Teresa kept taking her special medication that kept her issues in check. So we were dumbfounded when Teresa was in her early 20s, her whole family was found in a deep coma, drained almost to the point of death. They'd gone missing for a few days and, while some people assumed they went on a family vacation, a week without updates or social media posts attracted concern. Their friends and families filed a missing persons report. Because Teresa was already in the system, the missing persons report raised a flag, so the agency was able to interfere and investigate the matter. Entering her home, we found the scent of spoiled milk and a fungus that spread across all the walls leading to the basement. Going deeper, we found Teresa and her family almost cocooned by a much larger stuffed toy that wasn't so stuffed anymore. Trying to free them caused the much more vicious Mr. Wiggles to attack the agents on site, but fortunately it was still transitioning from felt to flesh, so knives and bullets were quickly able to disable the creature and free the family. The family was rushed to the hospital, where carbon monoxide poisoning was put down as the reason for the comas. It seems that Mr. Wiggles had enough energy to sustain itself for a while, and went into hibernation until it awoke, starving and needing to feed. So when Teresa was visiting, having missed a few days of her meds, the expanding theta waves woke it up. In its blind hunger, it attacked the whole family while they were sleeping. Again, Teresa was lucky both times that she and her family were rescued in time. Otherwise, Mr. Wiggles would have eaten all of them alive and finished the transformation into a very dangerous creature.